Tay, how much of a influence or how much of a factor was let's get the ball inside tonight, just work inside out?
Just game plan. That's really it. That's just get inside the paint, finish. That's what we did tonight. Paint touches.
What's it like for you knowing you're going to get a lot of touches and a lot of chances around the rim the way you did?
Just hoping, playing basketball the right way. Really, that's really it.
Matt, how much did you need a game like this? Personally, just seeing the ball go through the hoop the way it did.
As a team or individually?
Both.
Individually, I don't worry about missing or making shots. You know, ultimately the most important thing is just winning the game. I think I could speak for the team as well on that. You know, it doesn't matter if, you know, one guy goes 0 for 10 or 10 for 10, as long as we win the game. So
when you have a advantage inside, just going to keep riding that the way you did tonight?
Sure, yeah. As long as it keeps working, you know, until they adjust, we're going to keep doing the same thing. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So Tay had it going tonight, so we're going to keep feeding him.
Tay, I mean, with 10 days between this game and the next game, like how much do you guys need this break, and what are some of the goals to work on during the next 10 days?
I mean, obviously we kind of been at it. We got the week with a lot of games and stuff like that, but now we got 11 days to like kind of rest, but focus on what we need to focus on at the same time, basketball wise, and how we need to focus on the next game and attack the next game. So.
Matt, what are some of the things you need to focus on during the next 10 days?
Rest, recovery, you know, feel as good as possible for this next game. Get through finals. I know a lot of guys got some stuff going on here. So just get all of that out of the way, prepare for this next game, and then enjoy the holiday.
Matt, with the adversity that you guys have gone through, what do you know about this team? What do you like about this team? What are you knowing about this team?
I think we're starting to learn how to win games. You know, we went out to Vegas and we competed, we battled. Obviously, we lost Marcus, and I think we're still kind of learning how to play without him. And we lost some close ones. So now these last couple, particularly Syracuse was a close game, found a way to win that one. This one, you know, Dartmouth is a good team, despite what their record says. They just beat Boston College. They shoot a lot of threes. So they can be a dangerous team, but I thought we handled our business well today.
And Tay, what have you learned about your game going through these adversity?
I haven't really been honestly focusing on myself. Really. I've just been focusing on the wins and trying to get wins and focusing on the team and different things of that nature. I don't really try to get really too much caught up into personal game.
So I asked Coach about this before Syracuse, and you kind of just alluded to it earlier, but you seemed like he was like hooping today, not just trying to figure out the offense, like he was out there putting your head down. You know, was there a difference as far as coming into this game, a different mindset to just be gritty and overpower guys?
I mean, Coach just kind of been like telling us to everybody to be aggressive, and I think the whole team has been aggressive, and it's been helpful for everybody to be aggressive and look to score, not just me or anybody else on the team. Everybody else and everybody on the team being aggressive really helps out.
I know you're not worried about the individual accolades, but you might get a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds. But does that give you confidence going into even the next game, not for 11 days? Does it give you confidence to say I can do this in ACC play too? It doesn't matter if it's Dartmouth or Syracuse.
I mean, I pretty much just trying to attack the game each and every game the same way. Just trying to stick to the game plan each and every day. Stick to what Coach is preaching. I think everybody is sticking to that, and it's been working. So,
Matt, Coach said you kind of an as-needed guy. Whatever the team needs, that's what you're going to do. When you see Tay, kind of have his way down in the paint, what's it you can just give him the ball and let him do his own thing? And how much would you like to see that, I guess, more throughout, once you get into conference play?
Yeah, I mean, Tay had the matchup today, we thought. Could be anybody on any given night. Whoever's got it going, we're going to get them the ball. And like you said, I think that's not just me either. I think everyone on this team is going to do whatever it takes to win ultimately. So tonight it was Tay getting a double-double. Last game, Braden had how many? 27? 25? Braden had 25, had 22 again. So he's got it going. But, yeah, it could be anybody.
I was going to say that too. Even, I think everybody, it can be anybody's night every game.
That was kind of my next point, Braden, kind of just shooting lights out recently, but this season in general, man. What do you notice as an older guy, his confidence as a sophomore, just continuing to find his stroke?
Yeah, he's obviously very confident, as he should be. You know, he's shooting the heck out of the ball, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of. Makes my job easy, you know, because I can find him, and then he attracts a lot of attention and can free up other guys as well.
Different kind of question. But do you talk to your brother? I know we know who your brother is. Do you talk to your brother about his kind of the ups and downs of a season? Obviously, only 1 year apart, but y'all have this conversation while he's on the East Coast.
I mean, he kind of more focused on his season right now, and he got his own kind of things going on, and we got our own thing going on here. So, not really too much chatter about different things like that. Just kind of try to stay focused at the task at hand.
I told our guys in the locker room how, I guess how excited I am about how we could, on a short prep, turn around and change defensive game plans, right? Like I just said this on the radio. Syracuse shot 9 threes the whole game. They're all about the paint. They're all about getting to the rim. They're all about driving the ball. Dartmouth is one of the highest volume three-point shooting teams in the country. They are one of the highest in the country at the amount of points that are scored from three. So, what can beat you in this game? What keeps them in it longer is a bunch of threes, right? So we switched our game plan, what we did, and, it helped Jackson Monroe probably have a career game, but I was okay with him getting some of those twos because we didn't want to overhelp and give up threes. And, we needed to be better in transition because I think they got some open looks in transition. But for the most part, I think a lot of their threes were contested. And, credit to our guys for following the game plan.
How much of it offensively was let's just drive it and get to the rim?
They're the flip side on the other end, right? Like it's where you can get into the paint. We wanted to really be inside out in what we did. We wanted to get paint touches. We wanted to get to the rim. If we were getting threes, they were kick out threes from those paint touches when those guys were turning their heads. So it was a big emphasis. I thought we were rushing a little bit to get to the paint. Right, early in the game, it was like, hey, the emphasis is getting the paint. We were trying to do it off the first pass instead of moving them, and now it becomes a little bit easier. But I think that's where a good amount of our turnovers came early. But I thought we settled down and really kept attacking it, but did it without turning the ball over too.
How difficult can Tay be when he's driving it like that? Like, as far as a matchup, like they didn't have an answer for him.
He's a hard matchup for a lot of people, right? Because of how we start. You're almost like, do you put your 4 on him? Do you put your 5 on him? And it's like there aren't many people that can just stay with him that way. And then you got to figure out your ball screen coverage with him because now he's setting a lot of ball screens. And, what are you going to do? You're going to switch it? So now he's got a guard on him in the post or driving that guy, or he's got a big guy. Now he's rolling into the seam. So, we use him in a lot of different ways. I told him he was gassed at the end, and he played 36 minutes. I was like, hey, it's what it feels like, right? When you're not playing 20 because you're in foul trouble. We need him to be at this. This is where I want him. I want him in this range. Maybe not as much, but he needs to be in the 30s. And I thought he did a good job of guarding, switching on the different people, guarding different guys on their team, whether it be fours, whether it be Cornish, who's one of their leading scorers. He moves around and guards a bunch of different people, and he did it without fouling today.
In your pursuit of a third scorer, Allocco had 16 tonight. You have to tell him to shoot more sometimes?
Every once in a while, right? He's so unselfish. He's the ultimate, what you kind of need guy. And, maybe it's, part of it is drawing the play up for him to start the game, right? To get an easy basket so he feels good about himself early. So that's something where, maybe I need to help him more, get him going early in different ways, right? Like I'm not worried about Tay or Braden. Like they find opportunities. But if I can get, Mush going in ways where he's being a little bit more aggressive, he's been great. But he's, like I said, he's the ultimate what you need, right? He's handling the ball, he's taking care of the ball, he's communicating on the court. He's been great for us.
Seems like Braden can sometimes almost even be like more comfortable when there's a hand in his face and he's shooting the basketball. Like how is he so comfortable when he's getting guarded tight and he's still putting it up there?
He's been shooting his whole life with a hand in his face, bro. you never watched him play when he was little. It's uncomfortable sometimes, man. Wellesley Hoops games, and he's scoring like 40 points a game on these kids that are like gonna be doctors and lawyers and leaders of this country, and he's just out there just balling, not a care in the world. I'm like, come on, man, please. Like, you got 40, like, you don't need to keep shooting. Like, so, I think it's just his DNA, I think, is, get shots. The thing I'm proud about is the last 2 games, he's been efficient. He's been efficient in how he scored, and, that's been a product of cleaning up some things offensively for all of us. But some of his teammates really finding him and getting to some open shots.
Allocco just mentioned like the need to learn how to play and win without Marcus. Like what these past few games, what have you learned as to what it takes to do that?
I think just doing it in different ways, right? Like each game I think is different, and what you need is different, and every style is different. So, I don't think everything's going to be the exact same with this group until we get Marcus back, right? Which is good, right? Because we're learning different ways to play. We're learning each other. We're learning how guys like to get to different things. At the same time, Fat's watching the whole thing, right? So now he comes back. He's like, yeah, Braden loves this spot here. Like, I can get to JR in this play that we've called. This is something that's good for him here. Or, like, so he's seeing it. He's been awesome. I hate not having him, but, like, him watching the game and seeing the game, and, like, he'll come over to me at timeouts and talk about stuff. And I'm like, you can go tell him too, right? Like, this is your team, right? You're injured, but this is still your team. You see stuff. Those guys respect him and they listen, and he's been great in that way, kind of recognizing things that are going on right now.
Are you closer with him? It's been 2 weeks, and we won't see you for another 10 days. Like,
time is our best ally, right? This our schedule the last 2 weeks wasn't great, conducive to having injured people. Our schedule right now is great for having injured people, right? Because we're just sitting idle for a long time. And, I think with each day, I hope he gets closer. But, I think he's in the care of the best, right? Like we believe in the doctors that we have, and Nixon and everything else. And I probably said it. That's deja vu. But, when he's ready, when they say he's ready, that's when I'm gonna be comfortable getting him back out there, right? We're gonna survive. We're gonna keep doing what we need to do to win. But his future is the most important thing for me. So we're not gonna rush him back. But time is helpful. Like every day, the days just keep ticking by. I'm like, this is cool, right? Like I know it's finals week and we need this time off, but like the old Chris Berman. It's like tick, 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 tick.
Micah, with the break, what is the emphasis? What is the opportunity, and what's your approach?
Yeah, I think, with our guys, one is trying to stay sharp, trying to keep our conditioning where it needs to be. But then there's still some stuff. Like, this is the best time to add some things. This is the best time to throw some wrinkles in. Like, there's some things that we've done, we've thrown in game plans, and we haven't done much of it. We haven't practiced much of it. We haven't had much time to. But there's a couple other things that I I want to do with this team that I think can be pretty good for us defensively and some things offensively too. Like we can sit back as a staff and see what do we need to tweak, like what do we need to change, what do we need to keep, what we need to throw away. And the best is like we're still a fairly young team, but we also have good maturity where we'll put stuff in for a game and never run it again, right? Stuff that we used to do in the NBA. Like we've done that here. Like we did something for Houston, and like we'll never do it again, ever. Maybe next year sometimes, but like you can do it with this team and they can do it and execute it, and then you can come back to it 3 weeks later and they'll remember it, right? And that's the maturity of a group like this that I like it because we can do some different stuff. We can toy with some things and we can try and make it tough on people.
Coach, I know you,
Question back here.
I know you talked about being patient with Marcus, but how much confidence did you have in him to be like, hey, I'm not ready and I'm not pushing to get back out there because I'm a young guy?
Zero. Zero, right? Like, he'd want to be out there today, right? Like, and that's where, like, we have to be good about just talking to him, just constantly keeping him engaged with what we're doing, right? But, like, he's such a tough kid. He's got such a big heart. He's such a competitor. Like, he wants to be out there. So, I'll be bad cop and be like, no, this is when Doc says it's time, when Nixon says it's time, that's when you can do it. But don't rush this thing to get back, even if you have, one good day and you're feeling really, really good. Like, no, we can't do that.